Begin with continuing coverage of the murder of a high school student at a local Walgreens. The arrest affidavit released today reveals 17-year-old Riley Whitelaw was found dead inside the store after she did not come back from her break.
According to the document, a year ago, Riley told her managers at Walgreens that her 28-year-old coworker, Joshua Johnson, was making unwanted advances at her. The document also says another manager thought the suspect started acting jealous a few months ago when the victim's boyfriend started working there too. Just a few weeks before her murder, the victim reportedly asked not to work shifts with him anymore, but when she requested more hours, their shifts overlapped.
It shouldn't take something like this for something to be done like that. I mean, when you're in the workplace, you're told to report certain things, and what's the point of reporting them if nothing's going to get done?
Do you ever come across a story and you think this is our current reality? Trigger warning on this video. It is also unscripted. There is enough information out there. I don't feel like I need to go through too much trouble writing a script and researching. It's also still open investigation, but it is also close to home to me. I am a Colorado resident. So this is literally my home state. I also have the reality of the fact that a friend of mine just came back from Colorado Springs, visiting another friend of hers who lives in Colorado Springs. Some of you probably already know this story. I didn't really start hearing about it until these last couple of days. And I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't plan on doing this video. I didn't plan on doing anything with it. But then it started hitting. And I've seen other people talking about it, mostly on TikTok. But the words that really resonated with me was this one creator that I follow. I'll play her now.
They tell us to say no. They tell us if we're not interested, tell the man we're not interested. Okay. 17-year-old girl was just murdered by her 28-year-old coworker who was making sexual advances toward her, who wanted something that was more than platonic with her, and she did not want that. A year ago, she was complaining about his behavior at their workplace. They worked at Walgreens. Nothing was done. Weeks ago, she complained. Nothing was done. So while she was on break, he covered all visible openings to the break room and he murdered her. He murdered her. And nothing was ever done to keep her safe, to keep her protected. And he took her life away because she did not want to have the relationship that he wanted. Whoever she complained to that did nothing also needs to be held accountable. You had a child telling you, a minor telling you that an adult was trying to come onto her sexually, and she's been telling you this shit since last year and you did nothing? Y'all need to understand it doesn't matter what a woman says. It doesn't matter how she says it. If a man can kill a woman for saying no, he was always unhinged. If a man can kill a girl or a woman for rejecting him, that should let you know then and there the man is the issue. And this happens too much and too frequently for y'all to say that this is not an issue.
Growing up, I had a best friend who had a tendency of dating older men. I don't know why, but it wasn't uncommon for her in her early teens, to be with someone in their 20s or 30s, 40s. And I've dated older men, and I'm not necessarily a firm believer that age is, that important when it comes to dating, but I also am not quite on the whole age is a number thing, because I feel like there is limits. I mean, now that I am almost 30, I do kind of prefer someone a little older than me, or closer to my age. I'm iffy about dating people younger than me. I also, psychology. I've studied psychology. I have a whole bunch of psychology books on my bookshelf behind us. And I know, brain development wise, we don't really know what we really want. We don't really have the depth that we need to understand certain situations until we're about 25. And this is coming from someone who has gone through a lot of fucking shit in my life. I constantly get commented about the fact of how mature I am for my age, and then when I tell people my story, they go, how the hell are you still here? Very common answer. Or they go, oh my god, I'm so sorry you've gone through all that. Another very common answer. And I know there was always that fear that my friend would end up in a situation like this, especially since not everyone who she was with were dating her for the right reasons. They were dating her because she was younger and they can control her better. For me, this case signifies a lot that's going on in the world like right now. And I don't just mean with the Roe versus Wade, I mean in a lot of situations, too many to name off. But it's touching in so many situations, it's touching so many areas. I know a lot of people are pointing out the fact that she was underage and he, was older. I could understand. But then again, there are those people out there that's like, oh, age is just a number. I'm more concerned about the fact that she turned down his advances. And from what we can find out, from what we have seen, his response was to kill her. And clearly, it was premeditated. He took the time to cover up the windows and the camera so you couldn't see. He cleaned it with bleach. He changed his clothes. That sounds premeditated to me. And some are trying to brush off the fact that since he got with this other person, he, and, it had gone on for a year, and, maybe corporate thought it's been dealt with. I'm just more concerned about the fact that, is this what it's coming to? As a lot of you guys know, or some of you, I've started dating again. I'm currently taking a break due to mental health and a situation that came up, and also the fact that I found someone that I'd like to be with, but unfortunately they ended up moving out of state, and I don't know where, we stand there. And since they came along, I just kind of lost all interest in talking to anyone else. But again, that is not the story. I'm just kind of ranting a little bit. I'm trying to collect myself. I'm trying to... Every time I turn someone down, I always worry. Just last night, on one of the groups I follow, someone was, talking about things you can put on your phones so your significant other can track you. And in some relationship dynamics, I can understand. And, someone was pointing about iPhones and stuff. And I always share my location with a certain group of people whenever I go on a date. I let my mom know where I'm going to be. I give her regular updates. And I also try to share my location with a couple of friends that I know also have iPhones. So if, heaven forbid, something did happen to me, they'd at least know where I was last located. No words can describe how a case like this, and a situation, and it just, as I said, it just makes you realize how messed up the world is. And it also makes one wonder where we are headed. When you can't tell someone I'm not interested in you, and their response is to kill you. No words can describe that. And I wish I had something comforting. I wish I had a big speech I can give you guys. And I don't. All I can say is, for me personally, I'm grateful that the two coworkers I work with, we've become really close and decent, and they're very protective of me in their own ways. Including my male coworker, he's always, when he hears I'm going on a date, he always, worries about me. And, he's just such a sweet, caring guy, and, his wife is very beautiful and extremely smart. And my other coworker and I, we've been friends for a while now too, so I can at least say that I don't have to worry about the people I work with, for the most part, at least the ones I see daily. And I know they have my back if something were to happen at night when we're, headed out to the parking lot. But it does make me kind of want to hold my pepper spray a little bit closer. And it does make you sit there and wonder, when you tell someone, I'm not interested, what their response is going to be. No words. There's none.